Hello everyone, today I am Rishabh Bhardwaj, Assistant Professor in Mechanical Department, taking the lecture of Heat Transfer. Today in this lecture we will study about the heat conduction equation in spherical coordinate. Earlier we have just completed the topic heat conduction equation in Cartesian coordinates. Today we will learn spherical coordinates. What is the equation for the spherical coordinates? As we have already derived the heat conduction equation for the Cartesian coordinate, now we will consider the spherical elements as shown. As you can see in the figure, we have a cuboid curve surface by which we are able to recognize all the three directions of that, where the coordinates are r, d theta, theta and the d phi. In this diagram, it has been taken by a spherical shape figure by which a piece of block has been cutted out, and for that purpose we are taking the dimensions of that figure by some angles. Now let's derive the equation. As you can see, the three elements of the x, y, z, and simultaneously you can see a element has been cut out from the spherical shape, and we will study about the shapes and measured it all the directions. First we will take the density as a rho and the specific heat as C, where the uniform heat generation rate is taken as Qg per unit mass per unit kg. Now the change of volume will be taken as the dr, r d theta and r sin theta d phi. These are the elements or the directions plane. As we taken the three coordinates in the Cartesian coordinate, that was x, y and z. Here we have a three plane figures that are in the that coordinates are r, theta and r theta d phi. Now take the heat flow through r and theta plane in phi direction, with heat is flow through phi direction is equal to minus k into dr r theta into curl t by r sin theta d phi into dt. This is the heat generation or the transfer in the direction of phi. Now heat flow throughout the process of r and theta plane in phi direction that are rejected by the system, that is d phi plus d phi, q phi plus d phi that implies to d phi plus 1 by r sin theta into curl theta phi r sin theta d phi by with respect to curl phi. Here heat accumulated in the element volume due to the heat flow in and out in the phi direction is taken as that change of heat in the direction of phi is equal to the heat flow in minus heat flow out, by which we are able to get a equation that is minus 1 by r sin theta into curl d phi q phi r sin theta d phi by respect to curl phi. This is the equation for the direction of phi. Let's take the further and the values of the value of curl q phi. We put the value here in this equation and the whole equation become minus 1 by r sine theta curl my in the bracket of minus k dr r sine theta into 1 by r sine theta curl t by curl phi into dt with respect to curl phi and whole multiplied by the r sine theta d phi, by which we are able to cancel out some figures and finalize the result will be the k into dr r sine theta phi d phi and 1 by r square sine square theta into double differentiation of the temperature with respect to direction theta phi square dt. This is for the direction for the phi direction. Let's discuss about the theta direction. As a similar case, the q theta is equal to minus k dr into r sine theta into d phi curl t by r phi theta into dt. The heat flow out in the direction of theta direction, that is q theta plus d theta, that will equal to the q theta plus r theta q theta into r d theta with respect to r curl theta. Heat accumulated in the element volume due to heat flow in and out in theta direction is change of heat in the direction of theta is equal to theta q theta minus q theta plus d theta. By reducing the values, we will get that minus curl q theta into r d theta with respect to the r d phi. Now put the value of q theta in this equation and we will get a minus curl into the minus k into dr dot r sine theta d phi, change of temperature with respect to r curl theta into dt by with the respect of r curl theta whole multiplied with the value of r dot d theta. By the solving this equation, we will find out the resultant, that is k by r square with the multiplication of dr dot r d theta dot r sine theta d phi into 1 by sine theta into curl into sine theta d theta by d theta into dt with respect to curl theta. This is the equation for the theta direction. Now we have completed the two direction, that is phi direction as well as the theta direction. Now the next we have to take in the r direction. Now the heat flow in theta and phi plane in the direction of r, that equation will be the qr is equal to minus k into r d theta into r sine theta d theta curl t by curl r into dt. Now the heat flow out in d phi plane in r direction, that is heat flow outward, where the q r plus dr is the total resultant of the heat flow which are flowing outward, will be the equal to qr plus curl qr by curl r into dr. Now putting the value of QR in the equation, the total heat accumulated in the element due to the heat flow in and out from the direction, that will be the change of QR is equal to QR minus QR plus dr. That will equal to the minus curl QR by curl R into dr. By putting the value of QR in this equation, we will get the equation, that is minus curl by curl R into minus K the bracket R d theta into R sin theta into d phi curl T by curl R into dt, and the whole multiplied with the dr. By simplifying these equations, we will get the K d theta sin d phi dr curl R square dt by curl T by curl R by curl R into the dt. More we have simplified the terms, and we will get that K dr dot R d theta plus R sin theta d phi into the 1 by R square curl R square curl T by curl R with respect to curl R into dt. Now this is the equation for the R direction. For the accumulated heat flow, we have seen that the change of heat in the direction of phi, theta and R. For the complete resultant, we will submit all the equations and simplify the things and calculate all the equation into one. Now the heat generated in thick control volume, that is Qg, and Qg is equal to specific heat generated into dr dot R d theta into R sin theta d phi into dt. Rate of change of thermal energy within the elemental value, that will be the change of energy, is equal to rho. For the volume, we are writing all the three dimensions, that are dr into dr theta into R sin theta d phi, that are equal to the change of volume into Cp dt by curl T into dt. Applying the energy balance equation, that change of heat to accumulated from the system plus the heat generated in thick control volume, that will be the complete change of energy. That includes, and the final result, that will be the 1 by R square sin square theta into double differentiation of temperature with respect to square of phi direction plus 1 by R square sin theta into curl of sin theta curl T by curl theta with respect to curl theta plus 1 by R square curl of R square curl T by curl R by respect to curl R plus heat generated, that is Qg, upon the thermal conductivity, that is K, is equal to rho Cp by K into curl T by curl small t, is equal to 1 by alpha into curl T by curl small t. where the value of alpha 1 by alpha is rho cp by k. Now the steady state unidirectional heat flow in the radial direction for sphere without internal heat generation, that is 1 by r square curl r square curl t by curl r with respect to curl r is equal to the alpha. If we taking a comparison between the Cartesian and the spherical coordinate, we are able to understand that there is no much difference between them. Only the Cartesian coordinates has been transformed to the spherical coordinate. All the values are the same. As for the x direction, the value of r direction is same, and for the y direction, phi direction values are the same, and for the z, theta values are the same. Hence, the both of the equations have the same values but different coordinate system. If is it in Cartesian coordinates, that will be in the form of x, y and z, and in the spherical coordinates these are in form of r, theta and phi. Now discuss about the special cases of these. First, we are taking that the steady state. Steady state is referred to a stable condition that does not change over time. It means the time variation is zero, and we have to neglect the values which are time dependent. By applying the time dependent values as zero, we will simplify the whole equation as the 1 by r square curl r square kt curl t by curl r with respect to curl r plus 1 by r square sine square theta into curl k curl t by curl phi with respect to curl phi plus the theta direction value, that is 1 by r square sine theta curl of sine theta into k curl t by curl theta with respect to curl theta plus the heat energy generated in the system is completely equal to the zero because in the earlier we have seen that change of temperature with respect to time all the values will become zero. That's why in that the steady state the whole equation will be the value of the right hand side, that will be the zero. Now the second case is uniform property. If the material is homogeneous and isentropic, the thermal conductivity of the material would be constant. Now we have a comment that what do you mean by the homogeneous and isentropic material? Firstly, we will discuss about the homogeneous material. That means the value of the physical property of a material do not vary with the position within the body of the material. For example, the values of thermal conductivity at position r1, phi1 and z1, or could be a theta1, will be the same at the other position at r2, phi2 and theta and zeta2. It could be zeta2. The term isentropic means the value of physical properties at the point in different direction will be the same. It means the value of kr, k phi and k theta will be the same at every point. It means the whole complete finalized right hand side values will be the zero. And the figure and the equation will become that 1 by r square curl of r square curl t by curl r with respect to curl r for the r direction plus 1 by r square sine square theta curl double differentiation of temperature with respect to square of phi curl phi for the phi direction plus 1 by r square sine theta curl sine theta curl t by curl phi with respect to curl phi for the direction of theta plus heat generated with respect to the thermal conductivity is equal to the 0. Next case is no heat generated within the element. If in the element if no heat is generated, then the value of heat generated by the thermal conductivity will also be get 0. So we have reduced the one more term in the complete figure, and we will get only x in the coordinate system in the spherical, that are r, theta and the phi only, and from the right hand side it will be get 0. The next we have a one dimensional form of equation. If the heat conduction in any one direction is in dominance over the conduction in other directions, for that the values of other coordinates will become 0 or will not be get considered or neglected. As we taking the example that the r direction having the much high dominance over the conduction in over the other directions, that are the phi and the theta, that values are being neglected, and we will form an equation with one direction only, that will be taken as the direction r. That resultant will be the 1 by r square theta theta phi by theta r with respect to the curl r is equal to the direction. That implies that change of temperature or change of a temperature that will be is equal to the 0, that for the one dimensional only. Students, today we have studied about the spherical coordinate system for the heat conduction. This is the same as the Cartesian coordinate, only the difference between the Cartesian coordinate and the spherical coordinate is for the coordinate system, by which we can also distinguish between the values. Although the equation are same and the values are also same, and finding out the values at the specific and desired positions, we have to use the Cartesian coordinate, as well as for the directional purpose we will use the spherical coordinates. We have covered the first unit, and stay tuned for the next videos, and signing out, and thank you for watching this video.